everyone, and welcome to Journey with the Kellers. My name is Amanda Keller, and today we are back in the Keller kitchen. So today we are going to be making something from the Unofficial Disney Parks Holiday Cookbook. Today is going to be the Disneyland section, and we are making something from the Red Rose Taverne, and they serve this at Valentine's Day, I guess. So these are heart-shaped butter cookies, okay? So there is one thing that I don't have, which is they put little candy-shaped bows they're red with little white dots. Now, I didn't want to buy a bow mold and make the bows and all of that, so I'm just leaving those off. But you can make a candy a candy shaped bow, like a Minnie Mouse bow that's red with little dots, to put on these as well if you would like to do that. Okay. All right. So now, first thing that you are going to do, you are going to need 1 cup of salted butter that's been softened. So you'll either want to set that out ahead of time or throw it in the microwave for about 15, 20 seconds and get it softened up. Okay. So you're going to use a stand mixer. You could probably also use a hand mixer for this. I'm really not sure if my stand mixer is going to be able to do all this. It is getting old and doesn't always like to keep the bowl on the stand anymore. I know I probably need to get a new one, but trying to make it last as long as possible. All right, so we're going to put both sticks of butter, softened butter in there. Maybe. Got it stuck. Now I'm going to have butter all over my hand. Okay. So you're going to put both sticks of softened butter in there. Need a towel because now I got butter on my fingers. And then also you're going to cream that together with 1 cup of granulated sugar. And you're going to do this with the paddle attachment. Okay. So 1 cup of granulated sugar. It just says to cream it together on a medium speed. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and do that, and then I will be back as soon as it's well combined and fluffy. Okay, so I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, you guys, so once you've got that nice and well mixed up and it's looking kind of fluffy, you just want it to have it looking pretty light looking, okay? All right, so once you have that done, then you are going to go ahead and add in 2 large eggs. So we have 1. Oh, should have left that up because I can't get to it now. There we go. Okay, so 1 and 2. Okay. Then you're also going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So we have 1 teaspoon and 2 teaspoons. Okay. Then 1/4 of a teaspoon of almond extract. Okay, 1/4 of a teaspoon. There we go. Then you're also going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Oops. Doesn't want to stay open. What? There we go. Okay. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then last for this part, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Rinse down a little. Okay. All right, you're gonna go ahead and mix this all together for about 1 minute, still on a medium speed. Then you're going to be adding the flour next. So let me get this mixed up and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, so once you have that all mixed in, which is kind of a little bit mushy because it's, a lot of liquid stuff without a whole lot of like flour or anything, you're gonna turn your mixer down to low and you're gonna add in 2.5 cups of flour slowly, okay? So let's get our first cup ready here. I'm a little bit worried whether or not my mixer is going to be able to handle this. Sometimes it does just fine, other times not so much. Okay, and please make sure that you also scrape down your bowl, while you're doing all these different steps. So like now I'm gonna stop it and scrape down the bowl and the hook because I always seem to get flour on the paddle as well. Okay, so scrape down the bowl real good. Okay, turn it back on to low and let's get our next cup ready. Okay. Okay, we've got 2 cups in there now. Again, we're gonna stop this. You can hear my thing starting to have trouble there. And scrape down this bowl again. Okay. All right, turn it back on. And now we're gonna get the last half a cup ready. Woo, it's bouncing. Okay. Go ahead and add in this last half a cup here. Might make it. Might just make it. Okay, again, I'm going to turn it off real quick, scrape down the edge of the bowl. If you're hearing some weird sounds in the background, my cats are playing with these little spring toys, and the one cat likes to put it between her feet and hold it down and pull the other part with her mouth up, and it makes a flipping sound. She just loves it. I don't know why. She's a little bit strange, but that's okay. She's a Savannah cat, so you know, they're a little bit different from our normal domesticated cat. Here we go. Okay, you guys. Perfect. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is basically get this out of here. Okay, scrape this all down. Make sure your hook is nice and cleaned off, or your paddle. I always call it a hook, but it's technically a paddle. Okay, almost got it here. There we go. Okay, so now all you're going to do, whoops, didn't put it there. All you're going to do is you are going to place the dough. Are we putting it out or anything? Oh, okay, no. So what we're going to do is we are going to get the dough out, and you're basically going to cut it in half and then try to flatten each half out into like a 1/2 inch thick disc. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing there's a little bit of stuff at the bottom here I'm going to have to mix in. Okay. So you're going to get it out, cut it in half, and then flatten it out till it's about a 1/2 inch thick for each half. And then you're just going to wrap those in a plastic wrap or saran wrap or whatever you want to call it, and then put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and then I'll be back once it's refrigerated, and we'll go on with the next part. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, you guys, so our dough has been refrigerated for a 1/2 hour. And so what you're going to do is just start with one of your discs, whichever one you're going to use here. And you're going to unwrap it. Maybe I can figure out, there we go, how I wrapped it there. All right, so you're going to stick this on a piece of parchment paper. And then you're going to put another piece of parchment paper over top of that. Oh, and by the way, you need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, which I've already done. Okay. And then for this part, you are going to need like a 4-inch heart-shaped cookie cutter and a 3-inch. I don't know that that's actually 4-inch and 3-inch. I just like the way they look. So, and you'll understand here in a little bit. Okay. All right. So now we are going to roll this out. Always have trouble doing it with parchment paper. It never wants to roll out the way it's supposed to. But we're going to roll this out until it is about, let's see, a 1/4 inch thick. Okay. If you can get it to roll out. Okay, and remember as you're rolling stuff out, you're supposed to start in the middle and then bring it down and out. Make sure you switch it around so that you're not just going one way. You want to make sure you're rolling it out from both ways. Okay. All right, go back this way. You also want to have 2 sheet pans, 2 regular size sheet pans ready with parchment paper on them as well for cooking these on. Okay, let's get this away a little bit. Okay, I know the parchment paper is, you know, supposed to make it so it doesn't stick and stuff as much, but it always, to me, makes it so it doesn't roll out as smoothly. And because the parchment paper wants to stick around, which actually here I'm going to try wetting this down underneath a little bit. Maybe that'll kind of help it stick. So let's try that. A little bit better maybe. All right, so trying to make sure it doesn't go over the parchment paper as well. We don't want that to happen. Okay, go this way a little bit more. There's a nice lump there. I think also the parchment paper is kind of sticking to the cookie, so that makes it a little bit harder for it to move. So sometimes you just gotta pick it up off of there so it's not sticking so bad. There we go, that's better. Okay. Gonna roll this way. Okay, now let's flip it again. Get a good roll this way. Getting a crease in it. That's not what I want. Okay. Now let's get this good and rolled out. So just remember, if it seems it's like hard and the cookie dough is really not moving, sometimes it just means it's stuck to the parchment paper and you just need to kind of unstick it for a minute. All right, let's see. We're supposed to get 12 cookies out of this. I don't think that's a 1/4 inch thick yet. Need it to kind of spread out a little bit more, especially in the corners. Let's see if we can't get it to do that. Okay, getting it a little here. Okay. There we go. It's looking pretty good. I still don't know that I'm going to get 12 cookies out of that, but that's okay if I don't. I'm not that worried about it. Any cookies are good cookies. Okay. So now that you've got that done, okay, you're going to go ahead and take your larger cookie cutter. And of course, you're going to cut these out. Like I said, you're supposed to get 12. I'm doubting very much I'm going to get 12. This might even be a little bit bigger than 4 inches. I didn't measure it. I just picked one out. I might get 6. Okay, and just kind of angle them and stuff as much as you can to try to get them to fit and use up as much dough as possible. And just remember, on the next disc, you need to get the same amount cut out. Okay, so that's 5 there. We got 6. And then the last one here can be 7. So not quite 12, but that's okay. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is take the excess dough off. It says to discard it. It doesn't say to re-roll this or anything. I don't know if maybe it's not a good dough for re-rolling it out. It does seem pretty sticky now that we've done all this. Okay, and I'm just gonna pull off all of the excess dough from around, and then I'm just gonna take this parchment paper and put it on the pan, okay? So I'll be right back and we'll do the other one and get it ready, and then we'll put these in the oven. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, you guys, so I got all of this excess dough out from in between them. Oh, my refrigerator door's open. You're gonna go ahead and put these on the pan, okay? Now it says to go ahead and stick these in the oven at 350 degrees for about, let's see, 10 to 12 minutes. You just want the bottoms to get slightly brown. You don't want them to get overly brown or anything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and start these for 10 minutes while we make the other ones. Okay. All right, so now you're gonna start with the other piece. Oh, let me get this stuff out of the way. Okay. All right, so for this one, get it out of here. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna roll it out between two pieces of parchment paper again. I'm gonna try wetting it again a little bit, see if it'll help keep it in place a little. Okay, and again, about the same size to a 1/4 inch thickness. Okay. Oh, oven's making noise. And again, you can tell it is sticky. So I'll get it undone here in a minute. I just want to get it rolled out a little bit more. I think it's sticking to the bottom one as well, not just the top this time. Try flipping it here. Go. Okay. Continue rolling it out. Oh, much better. I kind of feel like every time you roll it, you gotta unstick it. Okay. Again, make sure you go both ways. Get it nice and stretched out. I'm gonna make sure we get the same amount for the tops that we do for the bottom. Let's get a different piece of parchment paper. That one is just sprinkling up real bad. So we'll get a new one here. There we go. Let's try that. This way a little bit. I don't know if they don't want you to put like more flour into it. Could be why it's having you do it this way instead of flour a surface. But I do think it would be easier to flour a surface than doing this between two pieces of parchment paper. It becomes a very sticky dough. So that parchment paper just wants to stick to it. Okay, so let's see if I can't get this to go out a little bit more. Crinkles in it. Okay, I want these corners to go out a little more. And then hopefully, let's see, it's still sticking really bad. getting these big waves in it. I don't like it. Okay. Okay, so we've almost got this. All right, I think we got it now. All right, so for this one, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna start with your bigger heart, okay? And you're gonna cut out, for me, I need 7 hearts. So here's 1, 2, maybe, 3, 4. Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna get 7. 5, maybe. I might get half hearts. So I only got 5 out of there, but you know what? That's okay, because you know what we're gonna do? Is we're gonna do 2 different things so that we get a couple extra ones, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so we have only 5. Yeah, I don't think I can get any more out of here. For some reason, it didn't work out as well the second time around. Okay, but anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to take a 3-inch or, so you use the 4-inch the first time. Then you're going to take the 3-inch, which I think that one's a little too big. I'm going to do this one. And you're going to put it right in the center of that so that you're going to cut out another one. Okay? So now you're basically cutting out a heart within the heart. I guess 2 of them just won't get a border. It'll just be a heart-shaped cookie, which is fine. Could always create a border myself just out of frosting. Okay. Okay, then 5. Okay, so now what you're gonna need to do is not only are you gonna need to remove all this excess dough around it, you're also gonna need to remove this middle heart shape. I wish these would come out, like stay in a heart shape. Then I could just cook those as extra little cookies, which would be cute, but the dough is really sticky. I don't know if I can get it to do it. So basically you just want this little border left. Yeah, see, they're falling apart. You just want a little border left that you're going to put on top of the cookies that you already made, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and finish scraping, getting all this dough off. And then I'm gonna put these on the pan and stick them in the oven again for about 10 to 12 minutes again. And they'll just need to be slightly brown again on the bottom. And then you're gonna let them cool for 30 minutes on the pan. And then once they're cooled off, I will come back and show you guys how we decorate these, okay? So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, you guys, so these are all done. Aren't those so cute? Can you see them? Look at them. Aren't they cute? I made a mess with the sprinkles. That's why I left them on the pan, because I make a huge mess. Okay, so we're gonna let those sit here and dry. So now for the bottom part. And I am going to make, because I only got 5 of the top parts and 7 of the bottom parts. So on 2 of these, I'm gonna make a border after I get this part done. And just so that it's there. But what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna flip these over. So the flat part is up, okay? So you're gonna flip them all over. And then you are going to put some jelly on there, and you're gonna leave how much of a rim? So you want to leave 1/4 of an inch of border around it. So you're just going to take your seedless raspberry jelly, and you're just going to put this on. You need about a tablespoon, You're just gonna put this on and kind of spread it out until it just leave a little bit of a border around the edge, okay? And then, like I said, for 2 of these, I'll come back. Well, I can just show you real quick because this one's pretty much ready. But yeah, so you're gonna leave a nice little border around the edge, about the size pretty much of what your cookie is. But for these ones that I don't have a thing for, I am just going to do kind of what I did with those. I'm gonna put some frosting on. So it'll still have a trim thing. It just won't look exactly like the others. So I'm gonna put some frosting on and then put some sprinkles on. And actually, I think I'll move this over here for the sprinkles, just because, again, I'll probably make a mess. I'm gonna try to keep them out of the jelly if I can. Make sure we get some parts on there. Okay. There we go. A little bit of dots. There we go. Oops, I got dots on the jelly, but that's all right. So this is how it looks without the top part on there. It actually doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty cute, to be honest with you. Okay, so now for one that you are going to put a top on it. Again, you're going to put about a tablespoon of jelly on it. Going to spread it out. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit more jelly on this one just because I kind of feel like it's too see-through. Okay. Just kind of spread your jelly out best you can. And are we supposed to put so it says to just put it on top of the jam, but I think I'm gonna put a little bit of frosting around the edge too, just to kind of help it seal. So I've got my jam on there, and I am gonna take this frosting and I'm just gonna put like a line of it all the way around this border of the heart. I kind of feel like it'll seal up a little bit better that way, okay? All right, so I'm gonna put that all the way around. There we go. Then, whoop, don't drop it. Pick this up and I'm gonna put it right on top, just like a sandwich, okay? So just like that. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up because you're supposed to let that sit for 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up and then I'll come back and show you guys how they all turned out, okay? So I'll be back in just a little bit. Oh my gosh, you guys, these came out so cute. Look at those. Even the ones that don't have the top trim piece still look really good. So these are just perfect for Valentine's Day. I mean, look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, so now all that's left to do is just try one. I'm gonna try one without one of the trim pieces on just because, you know, I kind of want the other ones to stay prettier. Not that these aren't pretty. Those are just a little prettier. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try and see how it tasted. It's really good, you guys. Especially with the raspberry jam on top. It's a good mixture, the butter cookie with the raspberry jam, and then just a little bit of frosting. The sprinkles are a little bit crunchy, but other than that, the cookie is not quite soft, but not quite crunchy either. It's kind of like in that in between. So you get a little bit of a bite when you take a bite, but then it's pretty soft and it kind of just dissolves a little bit in your mouth as you're chewing. It's really good. Especially mixed with that raspberry jam. Delicious. Okay, you guys, so that's it for this recipe. I hope you liked it. Like and subscribe if you like, or don't if you don't. Everyone have a good day. Enjoy your cooking. Keep your kitchen messy, and we'll see you later. Bye.